Let's go. I got a vision I see in my head, a melody buried deep into my soul. They call us crazy, we cutting the edge, unlocking the future and letting it go. This is a calling that's higher the time we decided our stories are gonna be told. This is where legends are born, we paving the road, a future that favors the bold. Break the rules, break the laws, this is the moment we change it all. Break the rules, break the laws, this is the moment we change it all. Yeah, greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Something coming, I can feel it. Deep down in my spirit. Revolution, it's a new day. Time to redefine the limits. So vivid, I can see it. So loud, I can hear it. So they calling me a madman, but the future belongs to the fearless. Break the rules, break the laws. This is the moment we change it all. Break the rules, break the laws. This is the moment we change it all. Yeah, greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. This is the truth, into the light. Taking our dreams and we bring them to life. This is the truth, into the light. Taking our dreams and we bring them to life. Yeah, greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness. Yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. We about to set the tone, we about to write the code. Yeah, we writing the code. We on a new elevation, we came here to shatter the mold. We gon' shatter the mold. Yeah, we about to set the tone, we about to write the code. Yeah, we writing the code. Yeah, we on a new elevation, we came here to shatter the mold. Yeah, I know you hear it, I know you see it. We are the fearless, we are the genius, we are defiance, we are the beacons, we are the true believers. Yeah, greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Legendary in the making. Reach out and we take it. About to emerge, we on the verge, and it feels like greatness. Yeah. Woo. Greatness.
Red alert, John
smell what The Rock is cooking. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear.
So, with Stand and Deliver out of the way, now it is time for the main event of Wrestlemania.
We are starting off with night 1 of Wrestlemania. Came at you from the SoFi Stadium.
In Los
Angeles,
and had an attendance of 80,497.
It's amazing going.
So, night 1 of Wrestlemania, as we all knew it would kick off with a United States Championship match. As Peacemaker
John Cena.
would challenge Austin Theory. Now, this was, as much as it pains to say, the most predictable match on the card.
Unfortunately so.
It was a known fact that John Cena was not going to be sticking around after this. So during the match was basically John Cena putting over Theory for like 95% of the match. As Theory dominated for most of the match. When Cena got back into it with a 5-knuckle shuffle, into an attempted attitude adjustment, we get our classic referee bump.
Yep, the referee goes down. And if it goes down when the referee goes,
Cena manages to get Theory into the STF.
Theory taps out, but there's of course no referee to count.
So Cena breaks for hold, thinking he's won the match.
In fact, he hadn't.
Tries to wake up the referee, but then is hit with a low blow.
By Mr. Theory.
And a down to get the 3 count, and Austin Theory is still the United States champion.
Everyone was annoyed by this result, but as my colleague said, this was one of the most predictable results of the night.
The second match on the card was the men's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way match, which would have a guest commentator.
It would indeed.
And former member of the Primetime Players, Titus O'Neil.
So the tag teams in question were the Street Profits, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders.
Now, unlike the triple threat tag team match that we mentioned in our previous show, in this match, two superstars are legal at any one time. You can tag anyone on the outside. It doesn't have to be your own partner.
No.
But the winners of this match were the Street Profits.
Again, no surprise there, let's be honest.
After Ricochet would go for the Superstar Clash, only for Dawkins to have his knees up, allowing Montez Ford to go hit a frog splash from the heavens, and Dawkins to roll him up for the pin.
Next, we move on to the next match, which was the one-on-one match between Seth freaking Rollins and YouTube sensation Logan.
Again, say what you want to about Logan Paul, the guy can go, and unlike most celebrity involvement, he's not just going through the most emotions. Now, Logan Paul would bring with him to the ring a mascot of his prime drinking company.
Also, who we brought out to the ring via zip wire.
First time WWE have done that, I think, since Owen Hart.
Yep, since the ill-fated over the edge back in 1999.
So this was a very good match.
It was.
However,
there was some talking points in this match.
yes, as towards the end of the match, Logan Paul would attempt to curb stomp Seth Rollins, how dare he?
Yes.
That was countered into Liger Bomb. And then, as Rollins went for a cover, the mascot decided to pull him out of the ring.
He didn't, the mascot did indeed.
And
The
then,
mascot would take off his mask.
and it would be revealed to be fellow YouTuber and Logan Paul's business partner, KSI.
Yes, you heard us right. Known as KSI.
It's almost turned into a 2-on-1 match. However, Logan Paul would inadvertently end up putting KSI through one of the announce tables.
When Seth Rollins pulled KSI onto it at the last second.
But then, as we kind of suspected with how this was building up, Seth Rollins finally manages to hit a curb stomp and get the win.
1, 2, 3, and beat Logan Paul in another ring.
Next was the 6-woman tag team match as Hall of Famer Trish Stratus and the women's tag team champions of Becky Lynch and Hall of Famer Lita would take on Damage Control of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Shirai / Sky.
And what do we think about this match?
It was good. However, I think it was pretty telling that for the majority of the match, Becky Lynch was the legal competitor.
No question about that. Considering she did all the heavy lifting in the match.
The ending of the match, however, when pretty much any law-abiding tag team went out the window, or all 6 women were in the ring brawling with each other. Bayley would have Becky Lynch in the corner. Trish and Lita were going after Dakota and Io. Lita goes for a twist of fate onto Dakota Kai. She manages to push her off, only for Lita to hit a twist of fate onto Io Sky.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai then goes for a clothesline. Lita ducks out of the way, and Dakota runs into a chip kick.
Yikes.
Dakota and Io are then hit by a double Lita salt. And then while Bayley goes for a Bayley to belly from the middle rope, that is countered into the rock bottom. Sorry, I mean manhandle slam.
I was going to say. You need to have a word with Becky about that race.
Given the 3 count to the Hall of Fame team of Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch.
Our next match was a match that was a long time coming with long-term booking.
Yes, for only the second time in WrestleMania history, we had a father versus son match.
Yes, Ray versus Dominic.
To me, the chills of this started before the match even did.
Oh, yeah.
Because as Rey Mysterio was making his entrance, we would hear something which has not been played in WWE in 18 years.
Viva la raza! I lie, I cheat, I steal. I lie, I cheat, I steal. Yo, mamacita, I got that passion that's lasting long. Los mujeres fall in love with that Latin charm. One woman isn't enough, amigo. Siempre cogiendo más mujeres porque soy.
Rey Mysterio decided to incorporate Eddie Guerrero's iconic music into his entrance.
I had no idea you were going to do that race. You took me by complete surprise. So Dominic would come out to the ring in a police escort.
Playing on his arrest from a few months ago.
Pretty much.
So this was a very good, fun match. Of course, not being content to attempt to win the match by himself, the rest of Damage Control decided to get involved, minus Rhea Ripley, of course. Well, Finn Balor had a match to get ready for. Yes, it was on night 2, but he had to think about it. But in any event, Damian Priest takes off his jacket during part of this, but then Judgment Day is basically sent packing by Legado del Fantasma.
Probably known as the CM.
And at the end of the match, Whilst Dominic is going for a chain, which was conveniently placed in Damian Priest's jacket, Bad Bunny, who was on commentary for the Spanish announce team, decided to say, no.
Right, not happening.
Grabbed the chain, causing the distraction, allowing Rey Mysterio to hit a 619, a splash, and win the match. Now, that does mean that Bad Bunny would get consequences on Monday's Raw.
And consequences we will write.
And this will likely lead into some kind of program / match. Bad Bunny's already down to host Backlash.
Yes.
Then we moved on to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Speaking of Rhea Ripley, in a Coronamania / WrestleMania 36 rematch,
Yes.
she was challenging SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair as a result of winning the Royal Rumble. Again, good match.
Very good match, actually.
And this came
But it came down to
after a Riptide, natural selection, figure eight. It came down to a Riptide from the middle rope.
yes, the middle row. Rhea Ripley covers Charlotte. 1, 2, 3.
This win not only made Rhea Ripley the SmackDown Women's Champion, also makes her a Women's Grand Slam Champion and the only woman to have won the NXT UK Women's Championship, the NXT Championship, Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, the Women's Tag Team Championships, and now the SmackDown Women's Championship. And being the first person to give Charlotte her singles loss at WrestleMania. To give us a slight breather between that match and the match that would be the main event, we had The Miz and Snoop Dogg come out.
Our hosts for WrestleMania.
Well, The Miz was the host. Because Miz basically announced the attendance and issued an open challenge. That challenge was answered by Pat McAfee.
Yes, you heard us right. Pat McAfee.
So that match made official by Snoop Dogg.
Yes, much the anointed of Miz.
And after 3 minutes, Pat McAfee defeats The Miz. Would not be the last embarrassing moment to happen to The Miz, but we'll get to that.
Well,
But the main event of night one saw the Usos defending the undisputed Tag Team Championships against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now, what do I say about this?
long-term booking, dramatic, emotional.
Uncomfortable to watch in some moments.
so many false finishes.
And so it was like the Usos were targeting Sami Zayn, trying to get him out of their business.
Yes, with everything they could.
One of the many false finishes came when the Usos used the move they seemed to have stolen from the Dudley Boys.
But one and done.
You mean 3D? But Sami Zayn, of course, kicked out of that. Then Jay would hit Jay Uso would hit Sami Zayn with his own Haluva kick finisher.
Yep. Him down.
But Sami Zayn then hit an exploder suplex into a corner, allowing Zayn to tag in Kevin Owens. He would hit a proper powerbomb on both Usos, giving Sami Zayn the opportunity to hit the Haluva kick onto Jimmy Uso for a near fall. But there was a kick out there. And after Owens then a stunner on Jay, Owens would attempt another proper powerbomb, only Jay escaped and hit the double triple kick onto Kevin Owens. Then they were going for a super 1D from the top rope. Only Sami Zayn pulled Jimmy Uso out of the ring and off the over across the announce table, allowing Kevin Owens to hit an avalanche fisherman buster onto Jay. Jimmy would attempt to get back into the ring only to be hit by a stunner. And as if the way this story was going, they had to end like this, with not one, not two, but 3 straight Haluva kicks to Jey Uso. To get the 3 count, mark the end of the 2-year reign of Usos. The first tag team championships won by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in WWE, and making Kevin Owens the Grand Slam champion.
So congratulations to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for winning the Undisputed Tag Team titles.
Now, moving on to night 2.
Here we go, night 2. Here we go.
Brock Lesnar
Oh, Jesus.
opened up with Omos. And after dominating Lesnar for a while, Omos went on a little trip to Suplex City, then went up to F5 Lane, and fell victim to a 3 count.
Yeah.
The women's Fatal 4-Way Showcase match. We had Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, Natalia and Shotzi, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
And this match was around 8 minutes, and we're going to cut this very short because this is a very, predictable match.
Yeah, because the the only team, well, the only real team, established team in that match was Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. And of course, if the rumours of them potentially becoming tag team champions, you're going to want them to win.
Yes. That the winners of the match by submission were Ronda and Shayna.
Alice O'Neill decided to join the commentary team again for a triple threat Intercontinental Championship match.
As Gunther, formerly known as Walter, put his title on the line against Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
This wasn't quite as brutal and hard-hitting as the one-on-one match between Gunther and Sheamus across at the castle, but it was up there.
It was. It definitely was up there.
So,
Anyway,
the conclusion of this match saw Sheamus hit a bro kick onto McIntyre, except Gunther manages to get into the ring, powerbombs Sheamus onto McIntyre, then powerbombs McIntyre and gets the 3 count. Given the length of his Intercontinental Championship run, slightly surprising,
it was a bit.
but they may have probably have plans to give him a bigger push.
Yeah.
Next, we went on to the Raw Women's Championship as Bianca Belair defended against Asuka. This would mark a certain milestone for Bianca Belair if she was able to win this match, because she would have successfully defended and held the championship for 1 year, having won it at the previous year's Wrestlemania.
And this match, as we expected, was hard-hitting, but
And the deciding factor in this match was probably when Asuka went for the mist. Missed. Miss? Yeah, get it? Miss, but missed.
a bit of a mouthful.
It is a bit. But then she managed to get Bianca Belair into the armbar. However, Bianca Belair overpowered Asuka and managed to hit the KOD and won the match to retain the Raw Women's Championship, and will now, I believe, overtake Becky Lynch as the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion. Now, before we get back onto some serious action, The Miz and Snoop Dogg would make another appearance into the ring.
Yes.
Announce Night 2's attendance, which was slightly higher than Night 1 with 81,395, given a combined attendance of 161,892.
Pretty good going again for WWE Universe.
So, and then The Miz would basically have a go at Snoop Dogg because of what happened the previous night with Pat McAfee.
Yes.
Snoop would call out returning someone for a match. That someone being Shane McMahon.
match started, but then something serious happened.
Yes, Shane McMahon, after a leapfrog, tore his pec.
Yeah, he did.
So then the match turned into Snoop Dogg versus The Miz, when Snoop Dogg laid out The Miz with a punch. Well, two, I think, actually. And then decided to go for the people's elbow.
Yep, he nicked your move again. That's another person that's stolen your move.
And do the 1, 2, 3 there.
So,
moving swiftly on with a year of back and forth rivalry action with the Judgment Day's leader Finn Balor and the latest superstar and original creator of the Judgment Day, Edge. There was only one way that this rivalry could end.
yeah.
Hell in a Cell. And it was so nice to see the Silver Cage again. Not that red monstrosity that Vince turned it into.
Oh, yeah, it was so nice to see it.
Of course, this wasn't just Finn Balor, this was the Demon.
So we were going to be getting a very unpredictable Finn Balor in the match.
But even the Demon isn't immortal, because fairly early on into the match, he had a ladder thrown at him and was busted open.
Which caused the match to be stopped for at least a couple of minutes whilst the medical officials attended to Balor.
So then, as this match goes, we get tables, chairs, ladders. Finn Balor decides to lose his mind and hits the coup de grace from on top of the cell.
Yes.
But Ed manages to kick out.
Just barely.
But then this match finished with a execution from the ladder, a missed coup de grace, spear, and then a concerto.
For the 1, 2, 3.
Incidentally, the chairs were red. That was a new one.
There's a new one.
And now, the main event. Can Cody Rhodes finish the story as he challenges Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal Championship?
This is what we were waiting for this whole time. We were waiting for something. We were waiting this match a long time.
Good match. Back and forth action. Essentially turned into a handicap match with Solo getting involved.
Until eventually Reigns caught Solo and sent him to the back.
Yes, but then there was another classic referee bump. Usos tried to get involved. They're neutralized by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And then when Cody Rhodes goes for the bionic elbow, and is going for 3 crossroads, Solo shows back up. It's a Samoan spike because Paul Heyman had the referee distracted, allowing Roman Reigns to hit the spear 1, 2, 3, and the tribal chief escapes again. Unfortunately, the story will not be finished yet, and it got worse for Cody on Raw when, in what was meant to be a tag team match,
Oh yes.
he was turned on by Brock Lesnar.
And as my colleague said to me in a text message recently, never trust the beast.
So we'll quickly go through the results of both night 1 and 2. Austin Theory defeated John Cena for the United States Championship.
The Street Profits won the Fatal 4-Way Wrestlemania Showcase men's match by beating Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and Alpha Academy and the Viking Raiders.
Seth Rollins defeated Logan Paul.
Trish Stratus, Lisa, and Becky defeated Damage
Rey Mysterio defeated Dominic Mysterio.
Rhea Ripley beat Charlotte Flair to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
McAfee defeated The Miz.
And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn beat the Usos to become the new Undisputed Tag Team Champions.
On night 2, Brock Lesnar defeated Omos.
Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler won the Women's Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match by defeating Liv Morgan and Raquel, Natalya and Shotzi, Chelsea Green, and Sonya Deville.
Gunther retained the Intercontinental Championship by defeating Sheamus and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat match.
Bianca Belair retained her Raw Women's Championship against Asuka.
Snoop Dogg defeated The Miz.
And then Edge defeated the Demon Finn Balor inside Hell in a Cell.
And with a bit of help from his family, Roman Reigns defeated Cody Rhodes to retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
That brings us to an end to WrestleMania.
Yes, but with WrestleMania done, it is now time for the Backlash.
So until then, you've been
Reese Jones, and he's been